Keller's approach to Bigfoot reeks of arrogance and greed, Landers wrote. His hunt isn't driven by science or curiosity, it's about glory and exploitation.
Surprisingly, Dr. Grover Krantz, a respected anthropologist from Washington State University, has supported Keller's rationale. Krantz, who has spent 15 years studying Bigfoot evidence, believes that obtaining a physical specimen is the only way to confirm the creature's existence.
I don't condone killing indiscriminately, but one specimen could settle the debate forever, Krantz stated.
Environmental groups have vowed to shadow Keller's party in the forest, armed with noisemakers to disrupt the hunt and protect Bigfoot. However, many fear that Keller's determination and military training will allow him to elude them.
If Keller succeeds in killing Bigfoot, the implications would be tragic, Landers concluded. It would send a message that humanity prioritizes conquest over coexistence. Let's hope Bigfoot remains elusive for its sake and ours.
For generations, long before modern sightings.
Gebhardt has collected hundreds of reports, photographs, and plaster casts of footprints. One of the most striking pieces of evidence is the legendary Patterson-Gimlin film, which allegedly captured a Sasquatch on camera in 1967.
When you analyze the details, the movement, the anatomy, it's hard to dismiss it as a hoax, Gebhardt said.
Dr. Grover Krantz, an anthropologist and Sasquatch researcher, agrees.
I've examined casts of footprints that include intricate anatomical details no one could fake, he said. These creatures are real. They're just extraordinarily elusive.
Krantz estimates that around 500 Sasquatches live in North America, primarily in remote forested areas of Canada. Their nocturnal habits and intelligence, he believes, explain why they are rarely seen. Despite skepticism from the scientific community, Gebhardt and Krantz remain committed to their research.
Whether through bones, DNA, or a live specimen, I'm confident we'll eventually prove Sasquatch exists, Gebhardt said.
Encounter 6. Huge Bigfoot tracks discovered in Washington State. A group of loggers working in the Lewis River Basin of Washington State made a startling discovery on October 7, 1976, a series of 161 massive footprints stretching across the forest floor. Robert W. Morgan, leader of the American Yeti expedition, described the find as unprecedented. To my knowledge, this is the longest string of Bigfoot tracks ever examined by scientists, he said. The footprints measured 18 inches long, 7 inches wide at the ball of the foot, and 5.5 inches wide at the heel. The average stride length exceeded 50 inches. Based on these dimensions, anthropologist Dr. Grover Krantz estimated the creature responsible was over 8 feet tall and weighed approximately 800 pounds. The probability of these tracks being real is overwhelming, Krantz said, after examining plaster casts of the prints. I've seen sophisticated fakes, but these are authentic. Loggers who found the tracks also reported hearing strange, chirping whistles in the area, as well as sounds of something tearing apart tree stumps. It's clear something extraordinary is out there, Morgan said. Although the American Yeti expedition has paused operations for the winter, Morgan plans to return in the spring to continue the investigation. We're getting closer to uncovering the truth about Bigfoot, he said. Encounter 7. Witnesses, shaken by Bigfoot sighting in Teslin. In the early hours of Sunday, June 9, 2004, 2 lifelong residents of Teslin, Yukon, had a chilling encounter along the Alaska Highway. Marion Sheldon and Gus Jules were riding an ATV between 1 and 2 a.m. when they noticed what appeared to be a person standing on the roadside. Thinking it might be someone from their small community in need of help, the pair turned their ATV around and approached the figure. As they drew closer, coming within 6 meters, they realized it wasn't human. Standing upright, the creature was covered in dark, shaggy hair and had visible flesh tones beneath the fur. Jules, an experienced hunter, described it as being around 7 feet tall but hunched over. Despite the dim light, enhanced only by the ATV's headlamp, they could clearly see its upright posture and striking size. The way it moved, it was unlike anything I've ever seen, Jules later recounted to Conservation Officer Dave Bakica. As the ATV got closer, the creature quickly turned and in just 2 or 3 steps, crossed the entire width of the Alaska Highway, approximately 30 feet, before vanishing into the dense forest near the Teslin airstrip. They were shaken, no question about it, Bakica said in an interview. They're absolutely convinced it wasn't a bear or any ordinary animal. Unfortunately, rain and a stream of curious onlookers from the town wiped away any potential tracks before Bakika could investigate the site on Monday morning. Despite the lack of physical evidence, Jules has begun a personal search for more clues, determined to prove the legitimacy of their sighting. "This is something they firmly believe they saw," Bakika said. "Just because there isn't evidence left behind doesn't mean it wasn't real. Teslan residents are no strangers to Bigfoot legends." Jules and Sheldon's encounter adds to a long list of similar accounts, including a 1991 sighting near Pelly Crossing. In that instance, 3 residents reported seeing a Sasquatch fleeing into the forest and later found 15-inch footprints in the melting snow. While skeptics dismiss such stories as myth or misidentification, the witnesses remain steadfast. "Whatever it wasn't human, and it wasn't a bear," Jules told a local reporter. For Conservation Officer Bakika, the encounter highlights an enduring mystery. "Whether it was a Sasquatch or not, I believe they saw something that shook them to the core," he said. "Sometimes the absence of proof doesn't mean the absence of truth." Bigfoot sightings in Utah, a chronicle of encounters. Bigfoot, a creature of legend and lore, has become deeply embedded in popular culture. From the blockbuster films to indigenous legends, the elusive Sasquatch has fascinated and mystified for centuries. Reports of its presence span continents, including the western United States, where sightings are often tied to remote wilderness areas. In Utah, evidence of Bigfoot has been documented across decades, with reports ranging from fleeting glimpses to chilling encounters. Here's a detailed account of sightings and experiences reported in Utah, compiled by Ryan Layton, a longtime Bigfoot researcher, and supplemented by historical records and witness interviews. Early sightings and evidence, 1960-1970s.